On this episode of Mad Ginger Customs, we're going to try to align our Jeep CJ7 with a $27 alignment kit from Amazon. Is it any good? Is it worth your money? Can we align almost anything with it? For 27 bucks, let's give it a shot. Let's go. All right, the first thing we're going to do is take the CJ for a ride, and we're going to mark the center of the wheel on the column with some soapstone like this. You guys can see that because the wheel's crooked and we can adjust that when we do everything else. So back to the driveway. Before we shut it down, we're trying to line up our witness mark here. That way we know the wheels are kind of as straight as possible. We're going to lift it up and then we're going to take the wheels off it, and then we're going to get to that kit I bought. Hopefully this saves you guys some headache and maybe some money. Alright, I got a media mod on, so hopefully it tones the wind down. It's pretty windy, and it's cold here. It's June 1st, and I woke up and it was 46 degrees. That's Connecticut. It's been raining every day. 85 Jeep CJ7, you know, frame off. I mean, the only reason it was frame off is because the frame was bad, so we just pulled the tub, kind of refurbished what we could, put a lot of new parts in it, new engine, new electrical harness, everything's, all that stuff's new. But I never aligned it. I got, you know, a couple $1,000s worth of wheels and tires, and I never did. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do like a DIY alignment for you guys. Now, I understand the majority of the time I make a lot of things, and we use them in the videos, and that's great. You guys get to watch me make stuff. But a lot of the time, you guys are like, Dave, I don't have access to those tools, so I can't make what you make. I found a solution for this that was really inexpensive. I bought this with my own money. This was not sent to me. So if it works, great. If it doesn't, I'll tell you it doesn't. But I think this is going to be great for you straight axle guys, and even the guys that are like, you know, you get your car together and you're like, I just want to zip it around a little bit before I hit the alignment shop. And, you know, this is going to get you pretty close. I mean, honestly, I aligned my son's car a very similar way, and he's been driving on it ever since, and the tires are mint. So it doesn't shake, doesn't do anything. So this is a Dana 30. This is a, you know, pretty standard Jeep axle. So it's a straight axle, as you can see, and it's leaf sprung. Now, keep in mind when we do this quote alignment like we're going to do, this does not have the ability to, you know, you're not going to adjust caster with link arms. It's not going to do camber. I guess you could do camber if you stood them up and then you put a gauge on it. Maybe we could try that. But the honest answer is, this is really for tow. Tow's, I feel, besides caster, is really the most important adjustment you can make, that you can make yourself. We also have a video on Jeep caster, and that's with these shims. These are steel shims. I get so many questions about Jeep caster after making that video. It is the single best improvement you can make in a leaf sprung vehicle if you lifted it, because you're changing the factory geometry. I'll link the video in the description. Obviously, I'm not going to talk about that much here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the tires off, and then we're going to throw our little kit together. And hopefully this is going to be quick, and it should yield big dividends. And we're going to straighten out that steering wheel. Yes. Oh, so remember, you have keys like this. This weighs about 6 million pounds. These are 33 1250 15s, pretty standard. I got the style of wheel that is basically like age appropriate. This is what somebody would put on this back in the day. I thought that was important, that it kind of looked the part. What do you got in here? Rotors look good. All this was new. Pads are brand new. I mean, everything's pretty much new. So we're going to be working with the tie rods. We have a steering damper on there, which, guys, one thing about steering dampers, you can hear the crows, they're going crazy. One thing about steering dampers, they don't fix anything. People seem to be disillusioned in thinking that a steering damper will fix, you know, death wobble or correct the fact that your vehicle is, you know, kind of wavers all over the road. That doesn't. There's a little bit of a band-aid effect from them. That is not the way to fix your geometry problems. Please, please, please do not throw steering dampers on vehicles because you think, oh, it's all over the place, and this is how you can fix it, because all the idiots on Facebook groups tell you that that's true. That is not. No vehicle really needs a steering dampener. So a little tip from your Uncle Dave. So we're going to loosen up the tie rod that goes from there to there. And we're going to loosen up the one on the drag link because we need to adjust the steering a bit so we can get that steering wheel lined up without having to pull it back off. So this is a kit I got off of Amazon. I'll put a link in the description for it. Technically the link is an affiliate link, so I guess I would technically make something off of it if you bought it, but it's not, I'm not sponsored by, I don't even know who makes this. Moxember. I don't know what that is. It's got instructions? No? Maybe? Description tells you that you can put it together. Has a wheel aligner A and wheel aligner B. It even comes with a 10mm wrench of questionable hardness. So what I would do if I had to make something like this, I would take a piece of angle iron, just cut it, and then drill the holes. But like I said, you know, a lot of the guys that watch my channel are like, Dave, I don't really have access to things to cut material and things like that, or make slots, or I don't have a plasma cutter, or I mean, I could make these on my plasma table, I suppose, and we could just put them in the brake. But how much is your time worth? We talk about that a lot on the channel. How much is your time worth? This is slotted like this so you can fit all different kinds of wheel spacings. So I think it's important that these have these plates that hold them together. I'm assuming, yeah, probably underneath. So I believe the bend goes down because you don't want it behind it because then it'll rock up. So let's throw these together. So what I did here was I just, you know, snugged up the lugs so it would keep this plate straight. And then I could lock it down. Shut up, crows! And then I tightened everything up. I'm only using the tools that come in the kit. Already I see an issue, right? So if you're gonna measure from here to there, you gotta go through the leaf spring. So we're gonna have to go under the leaf spring. I'm not sure. We're gonna figure that out. And we're gonna have to make sure these are down all the way and nice and tight. And then we can get through on that side. Let's see how it works. Yeah, it's more like Connecticut. Here come all the clouds. It's rained every single weekend for, man, I don't know, 5 months? It's been crazy. So here's your setup, right? So ideally you're gonna measure from here to the other side and from here to the other side. And then you're gonna either toe it in or toe it out, trying to match your measurements. And I say that, but I don't mean that. I'm gonna put them at 0. A lot of off-road guys want them to toe just a little bit, couple degrees, toe out. Helps with a little bit of stability. But the Jeep CJ alignment spec is 0, so I'm going to try to make it 0, or at least as close as I can with this, and that should get us where we need to go. Now, if you wanted to measure camber, you could put this straight up and down, and then put a camber gauge here, like that, and that would measure your camber. Now this is ball joints, straight axle, so if the camber's out, ball joints are wasted, or you need an offset ball joint. That would concern me if I would needed that. So this is what we're trying to accomplish. Now, you want your angle the same on each side. I think what I want to do is I want to try to level this out a bit. It doesn't matter that much, but I think if we get equidistant from here to the leaf spring and on the other side to the leaf spring, we're close enough. These are in metric, not in freedom units. It doesn't matter because the number is a reference. Man, it looks like it's gonna rain. Oh, yeah, that's good. I'm getting wet. Perfect. So what we'll try to do is just give us the same measurement from the bottom of the leaf spring, which is about my finger, a little bit lower. It doesn't have to be exact, but it helps. So now what we're looking to do is look down. So what the measurement that's important is here. This measurement and the one in the back, right? So we are on the back, We are 143, I don't know. It looks like 7/10, whatever that is in metric. Probably 7 millimeters, I'm assuming. And this one in the front is 142.3. So we are significantly towed in right now. I didn't know that. So basically the distance in the front is smaller. So the wheels are pigeon-toed in. I'm pigeon-toed, that's why I can say that. I don't even like pigeons. So what we need to do is elongate the tie rod between the knuckles. So we're going to take this and we're going to spin it out. So we will spread these apart. We left the steering wheel inside unlocked. You don't want to do this with it locked. So let's blow these things loose. I already lubed them up with some WD, D-O-double-D. So we're going to loosen here. We're going to loosen that stupid steering dampener that we don't need. And we're going to spin her. All of this stuff was new when we built it. I'm assuming these are going to spin. Let's hope. So what we're looking to do as we spin this is gain here and lose here. Now, I don't know. Oh yeah, I can spin it by hand. No, we're going the wrong way. So tie rods are generally opposite thread on each side. So you just turn the one link, right? So one's left-hand thread, one's right-hand thread. So as you turn the bar one way, they pull together or they pull apart. So when I spin this down, we're gaining distance. See, we're coming out where the 3 is. So that's 143. And just about no, that's 143. Man, that couldn't have been that fast. Man, that's exact. Well, that was quick, right? So we're 143 here, right where the 3 is, right at the edge here. And then same in the front. So we're looking here. Actually, we could go just a little bit more. Like right there. Right there. So we want to line. I don't know, the GoPro doesn't do well with focusing this close, but here to the 3 line, and then the back on the inside to the 3 line. That's all it took, guys. That's pretty good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to tighten our tie rods back up and our steering damper. That's the alignment portion of it. Let's straighten the wheel out while we're at it, right? I'll show you how to do that. Tie rods are tightened back up, steering damper mount is tightened back up. Just verified that these did not move. You know, is an 1/8 of a turn on the tie rod gonna make that big of a difference? Probably not. This isn't even rotted out yet. Look at that. This was a product called, I think it was called Chassis Bullet. It was like a direct to metal. It works good. So what we're looking to do is square this wheel back up. Let me also caution you. When you shorten this or open that drag link up, you will lose turning radius from one side to the other. If your steering box does not go lock to lock and hit the stops and it taps out before that, you're gonna lose a little bit, but you shouldn't lose much. You shouldn't, I'm just telling you, you might. You're using this wonderful camera mount, and you can't see anything in there. So we're gonna go here. So up here, in this area here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna loosen this hog up. On aluminum wheels, you're gonna always wanna make sure that you use a torque wrench, so they're torqued properly. So, okay, torqued properly. That's good and tight. That's German, Swedish torque spec. And that's the piece. So let's put her down on the ground and see if we can't adjust that wheel. Put it back on the ground so it's under its own weight. We're gonna line up our witness mark again. And we're gonna try to get this to turn. So the weight of the vehicle should keep the tires from turning, obviously. And the only thing we're gonna be turning is the steering box, which is unlocked. So we're gonna turn. I don't know how much farther I'd have to go. I've already gave it a couple cranks. You don't gotta go a lot, you know, your steering box is gear reducted. See how far we are. So our witness mark is moved. They're still not straight. I'm gonna keep going. That's decent. If anything, I think it's a smidge too far. I don't know how far I can back it up because you got to be able to put the bolts back in it. And you don't want them to hit the that magical steering damper that does absolutely nothing. Let's go look. That's pretty good right there. Now this wheel has a little bit of a slop to it because there's a joint that goes to the steering box. I got to order that shaft. The steering box itself is a PSC steering box. And it was fairly tight inside. I just painted over it so it was black. So I'm gonna run my bolts back in here, snug it up. We'll take it for a ride, see if it's any different. Oh, it's way better. All right, we got it. Spin it around, put a seatbelt on. Be safe. I drove it around a bit and kept using the soapstone trick, you know? You take your soapstone and you make a mark across. Or for you guys in the Midwest, a crossed with a T. And then you can kind of dial it in as you go. It really doesn't work if you got sloppy steering. It doesn't work if you got bad ball joints. It doesn't work if you got bad tires. None of that stuff's going to help. Alignment's not going to help that. So go through your suspension components first, have a full understanding of how, you know, what's the overall condition of the truck. I mean, obviously all the components in this were new, so there's nothing really sloppy besides that steering shaft coupler, which I'm going to replace the whole steering shaft assembly because my wife wants to drive this. We bought everything needed to convert this over to an automatic. This has a T5 in it. This is not like a T5 in a Mustang. The Jeep T5 was very, very weak. Not a good T5. It's a matter of time. These things come apart. I bought a TorqueFlite 999. I got a brand new converter, flex plate, all that stuff. So we're going to be doing that. That should be a fun video. And this kind of gets us one step closer to this thing being, you know, a daily if we needed it to be, since we got the bike racks on it. Now I got to wash it because it's disgusting and vacuum it out. Guys, I'm going to put a link in the description to that kit. It's literally right here on my phone. 27 bucks, and it comes in black, or $30 for orange. For $27, you can align your vehicle yourself. Now granted, caster, camber, all that stuff, you know, you pay an alignment shop for, you pay them that for a reason. But if you got a straight axle truck and you're like, I just need to go down the road straight, $27 and a little bit of your time, you guys are in. So link in the description. You don't have to buy what's in the link. You can buy anything. It helps out the channel. It's an affiliate link for Amazon. Every time you guys buy something with that link, I get a little bit of something. If you do your shopping with it, that's great. We appreciate it. Buy us a coffee link in the description. If you like this video, if it helped you out, you can buy us a cup of coffee through that. It helps the channel, goes directly into buying parts. And just remember, guys, you watch me do it. And if I can do this, you absolutely can do this. Thanks for watching.